Our mission statement, basically we're a Native Hawaiian forestry and education program.
Committed to economic prosperity, environmental responsibility,
guided by cultural values for a more sustainable Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Marky Cordero with Marky's Oils. I'm here with Jeff Lee, co-owner of the Haloa Haina Reforestation Project here on the Big Island of Hawaii. Hi, Jeff. Let's talk about your mission statement a bit.
Thanks, Marky. Pleasure to have you up here. Partners, friends, we had a strategic meeting. Took 4 days and probably at least one full day just to come up with exactly who we were and what we were all about, and to clarify our mission together. It was a lot of work to come up with what seems like a very short statement after so much time invested.
The most endangered forests we have in Hawaii are our dryland forests, and this particular piece here used to be a complete forest, and it is not anymore. We are trying to achieve, through the educational process, the long-term commitment to regaining a complete canopy here on this property.
Wow, that's exciting. And so there lies your environmental responsibility?
Environmental responsibility means making the decisions for the better of the environment. It's pretty simple. And you may be tugged at other reasons or something that might facilitate better business or compromise, but it's about the environment. That's why we're here. And taking care of the environment for its sake and for the future of the people's sake is paramount.
But we still believe that we can gain the original canopy back to some extent. Right now we manage about 7 different species besides lauaua, which is what the Hawaiians called sandalwood. This is not in any way a plantation. This is a complete natural forest.
This project came about with synchronicities that happened, and it was 2 years ago I got a call from Wade, and it was out of the blue. At the time I was in the mainland, and offered for me to come over and consult and learn about this project.
The reason we remove the dying trees and the way that we select the dying tree is we have a main stem in a tree, and when that main stem dies, right, the top of the tree dies, and we can go around and take a look at some pictures, and I have some pictures where that main stem is dead on the top. Funguses move into that tree and start to go down. The funguses also come from the soil and come up the tree. So whenever you look at a dying tree, we look at having less than 50% of its canopy intact, would be considered dying. And if the trunk has lost its cambium tissue for at least 50% of the tree. So the oldest trees we have on this property are 76 years old. The youngest trees are today, because every day we grow new trees.
The economic prosperity component of our mission, because we were seen, or we want to hold the torch as a prototype of what could be for the future of, especially the Mauka lands on the west side of the Big Island especially. The dryland forests have been challenged, and without being able to give a viable economic position that other landowners might be willing to follow, really the perpetuation and what we've learned from this project wouldn't apply to the lands that it could. So basically we're looking to be able to be a prototype that other landowners could use.
Because without an economic drive, there is no sustainability. Sustainability is defined in the world today as being economically sustainable, environmentally sustainable, and culturally sustainable. So when we say that we are striving for a more sustainable Hawaii, that's what we're trying to do here, utilizing our native Hawaiian resources instead of bringing in exotics in order to manage our economic stability in the state.
Can you tell us a bit about the educational aspect of it?
Education is a key component actually to the organization's mission, because without the educational component there really couldn't be success. What we're trying to attempt here is regenerating another generation of trees that literally don't exist on grazing land. And without the educational component, what we learn here could not be perpetuated at all. So it's going to be up to the next generation to learn what we started and really hold the torch as we go forward into the future.
So part of that education must be about the forestry project, the reforestation?
Absolutely. It's because it's really the first applied method like that exists. Really, it's a first-time deal, and we're learning every day. We actually learn more by watching and listening than what we think we might know. Nature seems to teach us a lot.
The cultural values here in Hawaii are very interesting because you have to remember that pre-contact with Captain Cook's arrival, there were over 1 million Hawaiians living here, and they were self-sustained, both their food, their natural resources, by a very strict code of what was called a kapu system. So anytime you removed anything from the forest, you had to do a chant and get permission from the ali'i to come in and remove a tree, say to make a canoe, or if you wanted to come and collect bird feathers, but it was always done in a manner that would allow that natural resource to come back.
The cultural values are basically making decisions for the long term, not necessarily the short run. And it's the values that actually, have actually caused a lot of issues in society in general. When we make a decision, it's for the future of the land and for the future of the people. It's a responsibility we take seriously. So it's the future that we're aiming at. And the relationship between man and land is really, it's our mission.
My invitation to people is for people to come up here,
Right.
to see this, to understand this, get the meaning of what we're talking about, the remoteness and the value of what they're able to see on the mountain, and what we're trying to give as a model for the rest of Hawaii, not just this business.